Hi everyone and welcome back to Nick's Diecast. For today's video, I'll be giving you a look at and reviewing this 1/18 scale 1953 Chevrolet Texaco truck made by Mira. I found this model at a local hobby shop for $15. It had its original box and everything, and I thought it was pretty interesting. I don't usually collect like Texaco products or anything like that, or just trucks in general, but I thought this one looked pretty cool, and it was a 1/18 scale too, so that was a bonus. I like, I guess, unusual models, and this is certainly no exception. This was made, I would say, in like the maybe 1980s and maybe early 1990s, and overall, it's a pretty good model, even in today's standards. So when Mira was still making this model, and yeah, I think it's Mira, it's M-I-R-A, and this was actually manufactured in Spain too. It says so on the bottom of the truck. But Mira made a few 1/18 scale models. They actually made several versions of this 1953 Chevy. They had a regular blue version that didn't have the Texaco stuff on it. It had a bed and everything. They also made, I think, the Chevy Suburban, which is basically the same thing as this, only it has, the extra seats and has the roof back here and everything like that. Let's go ahead and get into the detail of this truck. We'll start up here with the front. The headlights overall look pretty good. They have a nice texture on the lenses here, as you can see. There's a light bulb in the center of each one. They're like the pegs that hold the headlights in, but they don't look that bad. They look pretty good. The chrome, I would say, is nicely done on this model. This is an older model, and it looks like the chrome hasn't faded yet. It wasn't in its original box, but even sometimes when the models are still in the box, after all those years, the chrome still fades. But this one, everything's intact, and it looks great. This Chevrolet badge up here, that is a separate piece, and it looks great. It's not metal, it's plastic, but it's still a nice touch. They didn't just paint it on or just leave it off or anything like that. So that's a nice detail there. The grille actually looks like it's hollow, but it's not. The black is actually painted on, but I think at least they didn't do a full chrome grille. They went to the trouble of actually painting it so it looks hollow, which I think is a pretty good touch. It doesn't have to be necessarily perforated for it to look good or anything like that. Taking a look at the side, you'll see there's more badges along the hood here. Chevrolet, it says. There's like the inscription there. 1100, I think that says up top there too. But these are also separate badges, like the badge in the front, so they look pretty good. This one's a bit loose, but as long as you don't poke out of it or touch it, it should be fine. Mirrors are nice and solid on here. They're separate plastic pieces, but they're not loose or anything like that. Paint quality, I would say, is very good overall. Just your basic, fire engine red truck. The tank back here is plastic, but the Texaco, all this is actually painted on. Same thing with this here. It actually has a matte finish on it too. So no stickers or anything like that. A lot of other model manufacturers during the time this was made, they did lots of stickers for their badges or decals and things like that. Not good, but on here everything's painted on, so there's no risk of it, peeling off with age or anything like that. So that's a nice touch. Wheels, very basic looking, but they still look very, very nice. They have the Chevrolet inscription in the center here. There is steering, but no suspension, unfortunately. Kind of squeaky too, I might add. You can't really see disc brakes or calipers, but the wheels do look at least authentic with like their style and whatnot. There's a number 1 inscription back here. This actually comes off. I'm not going to take it off right now. I don't think it's supposed to, but but it does. It isn't like glued on or anything like that, so it just kind of pops off. One of 8,000, limited edition. Mira made, I think, a black version that was one of 4,000. They made a few colors of this Texaco truck. It came in white, black, and red, as you see here. I don't know the reasoning behind this particular number of models, but hey, it's limited, so. There's actually a decent amount of these on eBay. I actually checked it after I bought this. So if you do want the red version, there are a decent amount that are on that site. You don't get an opening tailgate back here. You can actually see the latches for it if it was on here. If you have the regular version of the truck, it'll have the tailgate and no tank. Speaking of the tank is nice and solid. It doesn't pop off or anything, which is nice. And it is plastic, like I mentioned before. In terms of opening features, we'll begin up here with the hood. Fairly well detailed engine. Not too much to see in there. At least there are separate pieces in here for like the wires and everything like that. Very basic. Wish there was a little bit more coloring like in the front here and stuff, but I'd say for the price and detailing, I'd say it was well done. You can actually see there's like a hole back here too. There's a radiator. It's just very hard to see from this angle, but it is there. So I'd say a fairly well detailed engine. Could use a bit more coloring, like I said, but other than that, it looks pretty good. In terms of the interior, we'll take a look at that next. I like this two-tone black and brown they went for in here. The perimeter of the seat is brown and the surface of it's black. It kind of has like a nice texture to it too if you run your finger across it. It's like the proper size and shape and everything, which looks great. Two-tone continues on the dashboard. You can see that better. The dashboard's mostly brown, but there's kind of a black stripe going across the front of it there. You can see there is detailing. There's a Chevrolet inscription, but that's all kind of like a sticker. At least it looks okay. Shifter is a separate piece and kind of moves a little bit too, so that's pretty cool. Steering works kind of stiff. There, now you can see it move, which looks pretty good. There's a better angle for you there. The pedals are just kind of one like chrome piece. Wish they were kind of separated. Maybe like just had like a matte silver finish to them. But again, this is from the 90s, so detailing wasn't like, you know, superb during that time. But yeah, there's not really much to see in this interior, but what is there, I would say, is well done if you compare it to other like 1990s diecast models. For today's standards, it would probably need a little bit more detail, like maybe a logo on the steering wheel. Like it wouldn't have seat belts, of course, but have like actual buttons in the middle for like the center stack and whatnot. But what's there, I think, is fine. Undercarriage. Not really too much to see. It's kind of all done in black plastic. Yeah, made in Spain, as you can see right there, which is neat. Mira. Yeah, it even has the Spanish Escala 118 instead of scale 118. Overall, if you can find this, if you're a fan of, you know, I have some 1950s 118 scale cars, so I thought this would go perfect with them, and it does. I have a Corvette, a Chevy Nomad, and a Thunderbird. This kind of goes with them well. And these actually existed in real life, these Texaco pickup trucks, so I think it looks pretty cool. If you can find it, and especially if you're a fan of Texaco, I would say go for it and get it. Prices on eBay were not that high for this particular color. Like I said, it does come in black and white. And again, this was made in like a regular pickup truck version. So if you want that with just, you know, no Texaco decals or anything. That came, I think, in dark blue and black and a couple of other colors. It was out for a little while. And also the Chevy Suburban version of this too. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this model. Be sure to comment down below and let me know what you think of this model. Or if, you know, you have one and you want to share it or anything like that. That would be nice. As always, make sure you comment and subscribe, and be sure to follow my Instagram page, Nick's Diecast page. That's all lowercase and no spacing. Thanks for watching.